IATO execs face-to-face with India government. Today, Mr. Rajiv Mehra, President, and Mr. Pronab Sarkar, immediate past President, of the Indian Association of Tour Operators IATO, the national apex body of tour operators, called on the Honorable Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, in her office. The IATO representatives met to thank her for clearing the Service Exports from India scheme (SEAS) for the service providers. Additionally, they thanked her for the 5 lakh free tourist visas for foreign tourists, and for granting loans and to seek more support from the government for the revival of tourism and to resolve pending issues. This will greatly help the Indian tour operators to compete with neighboring countries to attract more tourists to India. The issues that were raised with the Honorable Minister were to retain SEAS scripts percentage of 7% which has been given to the tour operators for last couple of years. They mentioned that IATO has been requesting to increase the percentage to 10%, and it should be retained to 7% if it cannot be increased. They also said there should not be any capping, and SEAS to tour operators should be released without any compromise on the percentage. They also discussed with the Honorable Minister the cascading effect of the Goods and Services Tax (GST) on tour operators and requested to remove this anomaly by charging GST on the deemed value, which could be 10% of gross billing of the tour operators. This will allow the service to be taxed at 18% on a 10% markup, which means an effective rate of GST on the total package cost will work out to 1.8% of gross billing of the tour operator to his client with no input tax credit (ITC). It was also requested that GST and Integrated Goods and Services Tax (IGST) be fully exempted on the services provided outside India, i.e., in neighboring countries even if the package includes an India tour, as this is causing loss of business for tour operators. As a result of tax exemption, bookings will come to India tour operators instead of such bookings going to tour operators based in neighboring countries. This will add considerable foreign exchange for the country. Another issue that was taken up was the levy of tax collection at source (TCS) on sale of overseas tour packages. It was requested that TCS should not be made applicable to persons or companies who are non-resident foreign citizens, tourists, or foreign tour operators located outside India for purchasing tour packages through an Indian tour operator for outside India. The matter of loans under the Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme (ECLGS) was raised, requesting to amend the guidelines issued by the National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company (NCGTC), as banks are not entertaining applications of tour operators for availing the ECLGS scheme benefit. It was given that the understanding was that revised guidelines are going to be issued to the banks. Last and the most important, the point that was taken up with the Honorable Finance Minister was a long-pending demand of the tourism industry to treat the tourism industry as a deemed exporter at par with the information technology industry under export of services based on their foreign exchange earnings by relaxing the parameters and definition of export of service and by changing the criteria of place of supply. The meeting with the Honorable Finance Minister was very encouraging and useful. Not only did she give patient hearing to the issues raised by Mr. Mehra and Mr. Sarkar, but she also assured she would look into the suggestions and recommendations made by IATO based on its merit, which could benefit the tourism industry as a whole. Rebuilding travel.